And we're gonna carefully pour each color over our balloon until we get a mix of colors here. So we finish. We want to take our balloon. Get a bowl that you can sit it right on. So you just take your knot out of your balloon and you want to slowly release the air from your balloon to keep the shape of your candy. Don't let it out too fast because it will shatter. Once your air has released, just slightly pull. Okay, here's your balloon. Move us over just a little bit. Now we'll move on to our cake. We just want to go ahead and make lots of holes around here. Now we have a fun way to incorporate some Jolly Ranchers. We're also going to add a few pieces of watermelon to give that nice watermelon flavor. Now we'll turn that on and we'll wait for the magic to happen. And we're just gonna turn that off. We'll grab our pot and then we'll just pour that right into our cake. So we just finished pouring this right around there. And then we're gonna take our watermelon that we previously cut. We'll place that right on top of our cake. And then we're gonna flip. And then we have our whipping cream here. And we're just gonna go right on there. Okay. And now we will go on to our tequila. Now we have our tequila here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna remove some of that tequila. Then we'll take our straw of Jolly Ranchers that we made previously, and we're gonna take that and stick that right into our tequila. Now what happens here is the tequila will dissolve all of the Jolly Rancher. And I made one previously for you, and this is the outcome. And you're gonna add that right to the tequila that you previously poured in the cup. Take a straw and freeze. We will add this one to the freezer, and I have one already made here. We're just gonna pop that out. And then we're gonna go right over our martini. And we're gonna shave that ice. Now we have here our finished cake. And we're going to go ahead and place our nice balloon right on top of that cake. Gives it a beautiful color. And we have our drink. We're gonna turn this right over. It's okay if you lose a little bit of ice, but you wanna get that mold cold. We're gonna take Hershey's Kisses. We're gonna plug that hole, our funnel. We're gonna take our chocolate, and then we're just going to pour that right over the top. That ice is gonna help to ensure to get that very, very cold. Here we have a nice pastry already baked. Some chocolate mousse here that we're going to spoon right into our dough. Just want to spread that out nice and evenly. Okay, so here we have our chocolate. We're going to take our ice. Go straight into a big jar here. Then we're gonna take our chocolate and we're just gonna pour that right on top of our mold. And then we're just going to work that right around our mold. I'm gonna set this right down in our ice so our mold can get very cold. And then we're gonna start to place our chocolate. Okay, so after I place my last one, as you can see, the ice is all the way around it, so my chocolate started to get hard already. And let's see if it comes up. Wow, look at this. All of my chocolate candies are in place. We're gonna go right over here to our pie, and we're gonna turn this right on the inside. It's time for our signature Hershey Kiss banner. Take some plastic here. We're gonna run this all the way through our chocolate. Make sure it's nice. And let the excess drip off. And then we're gonna take this and sit this right down over our Hershey's Kiss to get that nice ribbon. We just take some white chocolate that we've dyed blue. And we're gonna start with a very steady hand. You're gonna make it a little thick. After your chocolate gets hardened, remove your plastic. Now you have a wonderful little ribbon here. So we're just gonna turn this right over. We're gonna stick our skewer right into the same chocolate we used before. And we're gonna use this like a glue. And you wanna do it on an angle, so your ribbon can wave high above your kiss. Now we have our lovely Kisses ribbon ready to go. So now we have all of our elements together. First, we're gonna take our skewer. We're gonna get this really hot. Okay, now you see that flame there. We're gonna take that and we're gonna go straight down the middle of our chocolate so we can place our lovely ribbon. So we'll take the top of our Hershey's Kiss and then we'll take our ribbon, and you want to carefully go right down into that hole.
Two at a time, and dip them into our sugar syrup. You just kind of want to go in a circular motion like so until the balloon gets mostly covered. You don't want to cover the thing completely because we are going to be doing something cool after. I'm going to cut a little bit of that sugar. It's going to drip off, so I'm still. And take these. So our first two air bubbles, I'm going to carefully place in front of our fan. So I've got 3 more. And wait till you see how we remove these. It's really cool. It's a really fun thing to do. And the final 4. So the fan helps cool down the sugar quicker, so you don't have to wait as long for it to set before we get to do this really fun part. So I'm going to take our first one that I put in here, and using our scissors, we're going to cut a little hole inside, and the balloon shrinks up. You twist it, and you're left with a little air bubble. How cool is that? To release the rest of the air, I'm going to carefully place this down here and move on. So now we are going to be making our mermaid tail, which will be the top decor of our cake. So I've got green and blue airheads lined up here. And using our hair dryer, we are going to heat these to fuse them together. So it took about a minute or 2 to fuse them all together, and I have this little grill cooling rack kind of thing that we're going to place on top to give it a nice scale texture. And with even pressure, we're just going to, then removing our grill. Ooh, that actually looks really cool. So from here, ooh, that has a nice texture to it too. I have a cutout of our mermaid tail that we'll place on top. The airheads are still a little bit warm, but this is going to help cut everything out easier. So you're just going to carefully cut along. So once we've gone around with our outline, we're going to remove our template. It's still a little sticky because the airheads are kind of warm. Move these pieces. And look how cool this tail looks. We're gonna put it on this plate and save it for later. So here are all of our elements for our mermaid under the sea cake. We've got our air bubbles, we've got our beautiful mermaid tail, and our seahorses. So starting off to decorate this, I have green airheads right here, and to make the seaweed, you're just gonna twist it up a little bit and just press it into the cake. The cake has a cream cheese frosting that I used the same blue food gel that we used for our air bubbles. So I'm gonna just do little groupings of 3. So I showed you how to do airheads a few different ways today using common tools around your house. So this recipe, very inexpensive and pretty fun to do using a hairdryer on our airheads. So now I'm gonna grab some of our bubbles. So here's our final air bubble that we are going to place onto the top of our cake. And now moving on to my favorite part, these adorable little seahorses made out of a white airhead and glitter. We've got 3 of them. Just put them swimming in between the seaweed. Just press them in to make sure they don't go swimming away. And our final cake topper, our gorgeous mermaid tail, that is going to go right down into the center of our cake.
Put it in our cake. So we're just gonna finish pouring all of our syrup over our cake. Look at that. Perfect. And then we're gonna take our cake that we cut, we're gonna place it right back on top. We're gonna take some buttercream. So we're just gonna pipe some buttercream right around it. So we're just gonna finish with our buttercream there. Then we're gonna take our serrated knife and we're gonna begin to cut at an angle. We're just going to start by cutting a small circle on the very top of our cake. So now, we're just going to start by piping around our cake. We're just going to finish piping right there. And then we're just going to start icing. So we're just going to finish up our cake. We're going to start at the bottom, just work our way to the top, and further sculpt our cake. Perfect. So we're just going to finish with our whipped cream, and then we're just going to follow the lines of the cake. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this big, beautiful sculpted peach. I can't believe it. So now we're gonna take some vodka and some food coloring. You're welcome to use whatever colors you like. I used orange and pink. And we're just going to start to spray our peach. Perfect. Oh my gosh, guys. Look at this. It's perfect. Now we're gonna take our candy. So guys, I have some of my favorite candies of all time. We're gonna put them in a hot pot. Oh, that looks so good, guys. So our candy's all melted. We're just gonna take it and pour it into our KitKat bowl. Perfect. I'm gonna take this. So we're gonna add our KitKat bowl to our mixer. So we're gonna add our whisk attachment. And if you don't have one of these at home, that's totally okay. You could use a whisk or a hand mixer. So we're just gonna turn on our mixer. Perfect. Now that's all combined. Guys, look at this texture. That's so cool. I love it. That's what we're looking for. Something nice, soft, marshmallowy. And what's really important is we use peach candies for the flavor, but I added the green food coloring just to give it a different color. I'll show you guys. So we're gonna take out our mixing bowl And we're just going to scrape out our marshmallow. Cool. Oh, this is quite sticky, guys. And then we're just going to start to smooth it out. Guys, look at our marshmallow. I think it looks so beautiful and perfect. We're just gonna wait for it to cool down till it's cool to the touch, and then we're gonna place our sheet tray on top and go. So our marshmallows are cool to the touch, and that's perfect. That's what we're looking for. But we're just going to take our marshmallow and start to cut. Cool. Then we're gonna take the piece we cut. That's so cool, guys. We're gonna go. Guys, look at this. Isn't this so cool? So we have some powdered sugar, and you could also add a little bit of cornstarch, but we're going to make sure marshmallow's nice and dry. So I'm gonna show you guys something really cool. We're gonna flip this in half. Then we're gonna take some scissors, dip it in our powdered sugar. We're just going to start to cut strips into our marshmallow, just like that. We're just gonna finish our last cut. Cool. And then we're gonna open this up. So cool. Then we're gonna make sure all of our strips have enough powdered sugar so they don't stick to one another. Cool. After things all separated, we're going to take our ends and fold it on top of each other. Cool. And then we're going to take our top part and fold it inside, and it's going to start to just twist on top of each other. And we're going to flip this inside out as well. And then we're just going to twist it. So guys, we've created some beautiful leaves. We're just going to turn it on its side and use our scissors. Perfect. So we're going to take our beautiful leaf, so delicate, place it on our plate, and take this. I'm so proud of this big, beautiful peach. We're going to place our leaf right on our peach, just like that. We're going to place our last one right there. Wow, guys, look at that big, beautiful peach. I am so proud that I was able to sculpt this out of my icing. Ooh la la, I just want to... Can't do that. I'm going to use this.
Nice and slow. Very nice. We're going to do the other end. And we're going to make sure we coat every single one. Perfect. One more. Excellent. All right. Now we finished that. Let's take these up and put them in our ice bath. A little one. Let that set up for a little bit. Give it a turn. All right, we'll take these out. Put them back on our rack. And then we'll coat them in our pancake batter. There we go. Perfect. All right, so now they're ready to fry. Let's bring them over. And the last one. Nice and golden. Strawberry. Fried strawberry. A mixture of powdered sugar and some freeze-dried strawberries. A final dusting, and we'll move on. Alright, so what we're going to do here is make a crunch element for our ice cream sandwich using these white chocolate truffles. We're going to run our knife around the edge until it pops right off, and we can replace the filling with Pop Rocks. So just a little bit. There we go. So let's gently scoop this out. Scoop this one out as well. And use the same spoon to scoop our Pop Rocks. Excellent. And we'll take this one, we'll heat it on the cut side, and we'll place it right back on to seal it shut. There we go. Make sure to heat the other end and place it right on top. Boom. Alright, so let's start putting everything together. We're just going to make a nice little divot for our chocolate truffles. Perfect. Let's start putting these in. Perfect. In, and we'll take it, put it in our bread, lay it over, and cut it out. Right. Oh, there it is. Alright, so now we're going to put a little caramelization on it. With just a little bit of butter. Sprinkle some sugar. Perfect. And allow that to melt. Our bun. And we're just going to toast this for just a little bit. Alright, so let's dip it into our chocolate. Wonderful. And let's dip it into our crunch. Okay. Okay, and so now we'll add our strawberries. Hope you enjoy.
Together in the pan. Really low temperature, no water, nothing added. Once everything gets perfectly melted like that, we're gonna turn on the mixer and pour everything to it. Perfect. Looks at this amazing marshmallow that we have. Crazy that it just came out candy. Wow, I like it. I'm gonna take everything here. Perfect. Take my marshmallow and we're gonna pour everything to a piping bag. I love it. Look at this amazing texture. It's really sticky though, marshmallow. So satisfying. I'm gonna take my piping bag and straight to poach. And we're gonna pour our marshmallow into a mold like this. So you can see that I grease a little bit my mold to be able to unstick the marshmallow. It's so sticky. Well, it's the principle of marshmallow though, but whoa. Remember to pipe your marshmallow straight after the mixer because it's dry really fast. Awesome. So now we have our little dummy here. We can let them dry room temperature. I'm gonna take my chocolate here. So here I have some green chocolate, just the white that I color, and some white here that I'm gonna pour at the top of my green. And with my toothpick like that, I'm gonna start marble it like this to have this beautiful marble color. So we want to mix it, but not too much, just like that. I'm gonna keep my toothpick on the side and I'm gonna remove my marshmallow. Look at this amazing texture. I'm gonna put my marshmallow to the other here, and to stick them together I'm gonna use my toothpick that I use for my chocolate. Take everything here, take both marshmallow like this, and we're gonna dip them into the chocolate that we have here. I'm gonna take out the toothpick and I'm gonna use some crushed pecan to put at the top to create my mini apple. Perfect. And we're gonna finish our little green apple with a little mint leaf to have something really cute. Perfect. We're gonna let them on the side. I'm gonna let my mini apple on the side and keep going with the crackers. So I have my graham crackers here and we're gonna smash them. We don't like easy here at Chefclub. Of course you can have a mixer, but I like smashing them like this to have big pieces of biscuit. Now that we have our fine powder of graham crackers, we're just gonna pour everything into melt butter, and you're gonna mix the graham crackers and the butter to create the base of our cheesecake. Now that your butter and your graham crackers are well mixed together, we're gonna pour them back in the box. So you don't need to buy anything for this recipe, you just use the box as the mold. And with my rolling pin, I'm just gonna smash. We're gonna add now our cream cheese buttercream all around. So I'm gonna pipe all around my box there, like this. And we're gonna do a few layers of cream to create a nice in the middle, like that. So nice, a little bit in the middle here. Perfect. Once you have your cream, I'm gonna add my caramelized confit apple in the middle. Really yummy. My center of my cheesecake full of caramelized apple. I'm gonna take back my cream and we're gonna cover everything. That's gonna be super, super good. Once you have your top here, I'm just gonna take a spatula and we're gonna make sure that the top is super smooth and flat to have something really neat. I'm gonna close my box and to the fridge. I have my cheesecake here back to the fridge. I'm gonna add a nice layer of crushed pecan on the top, like that. Make sure that there's pecan everywhere. The pecan is gonna add a really crunchy texture to your cheesecake. It's really cool. Once you have a nice layer of pecan, I'm gonna remove my cheesecake from the box, put it here, take out the paper here, and we're gonna start cutting the cheesecake with, I just want to show you the inside that is absolutely beautiful with my apple caramelized inside. Perfect. I'm gonna put my cheesecake on the side and keep going. Now it's time to reveal our perfect dessert. I have my little apples here. They dry completely with the chocolate. So pretty. My last little apple, my favorite, she's so cute.
My granulated sugar and sugar them up. I love sugar. Then we're gonna take our kebab and pick up all of these grapes. We will prep for our next step. And once we have a kebab, we will put this entire rack in the freezer to chill. So we're gonna let these grapes chill in the freezer for about 1 hour, and then we'll come back to it. Our next step is going to be making the mixture for the popsicles. So I have some grape juice and some lemon lime juice. I'm gonna add all of that and a little bit more Sprite, that's just my preference. Then we are going to take our Sour Patch Kids. Then take our spoon and mix it up really well. Kinda wanna drink this now, but popsicles are gonna be great. Then we're going to pour into each mold. Still foamy from the Sprite, but that's all right. And leave a little bit of room at the top as they will expand a little bit in these popsicle molds. You can get any of these at a grocery store near you. They have the different sizes. I think this one is going to be perfect for our recipe. So we're gonna put our final lid and go to the freezer. We're gonna let them sit for about 3 to 4 hours. It's best to do it overnight so they can fully set. So we're gonna start making our chocolate decor for our grapevine. So I grabbed some leaves, make sure you wash them, and lightly press down. You wanna get a good layer for when we peel it off. Place it on your plate and grab the other one. Press it down again and swipe it. Very carefully place your leaf down, and we are going to move on to our next step. So our popsicles have fully set in the freezer. So we have some melted white chocolate. Going to take it and dip, lift it, shake off some of the chocolate, dip it again so it has a good layer. Then we're going to take it and place it onto our grapes and press down so before the chocolate sets, it can adhere to the grapes. Then we're going to take our skewer Okay, so we're gonna take our last 2 grapes on our skewer, press down, make sure they stay. We'll finish decorating. So we're gonna finish building the top of our grapes. So we're gonna take some more white chocolate, put it on the top. And we're gonna grab our grapes. You'll have to do this quickly because the temperature difference in the grapes and the popsicle. So we're gonna take our candy melt leaf after it's dipped in white.
Very nice. And put it over here. You see how it just hangs over? It's gonna make it a very beautiful decoration. Let's take this colored white chocolate and just drizzle over. I'm gonna give it a drizzle. Here we are. Let's take our toothpick and we're just gonna drag it through, making a nice little decoration. You see that? Super simple, nothing crazy fancy. Something to give it more oomph in our design. Perfect. Now, let's take this to our freezer. There we are. All right, let's try to pop these jam discs out. The mallet. Here we go. Let's see if these popped out. Woohoo! Yes, they did. All right. So let's give a generous pour of chocolate right over them. Very nice. Delicious. And you can just leave these out at room temperature. The residual coolness of this jam is going to really harden this chocolate, so you don't have to worry about that. Here we go. Our last one. Perfect. Let's put this in our freezer. So now that our jam is setting up, let's grab our muffins and move on. Let's take these out. Boop. Very nice. Oh, already on a plate and ready to go. Let's go ahead and scoop out the bottom. Very nice. Make sure you get all the way around. Perfect. Pop that under our plate. Let's scoop some ice cream. Put that right in there. A little tuck. Let's scoop in a little about these KitKats, blueberry muffin KitKats. Give it a little extra zhuzh. Let's top it off. I'm gonna give it a little, just a little bit of a push. Boom, boom, boom. Very nice. Let's dip it into our chocolate. Just shimmy. Out, out, out. Look at that. Look at that. And then we'll dip right into our charms. Whoa! Look at that. And let's place it on our plate. Okay, we're gonna dip our last one and we'll start the next step. Okay, let's put this together. Let's start with our jam. Put that right in there. Wonderful. Let's do the second one. Real delicate like. Here we are. Wonderful. And we'll finish with our muffin. Here, we're going to set that in there. Boom, boom, boom. The second one. And our last one. Nice and cozy. And just like that, we've made our morning muffins.
Straight onto our ice wall. We come down here, gonna make a line at the bottom, and I go back up, and we're gonna put some little branches going off the side, just like this. Our chocolate is set, so now we're gonna take our treat and we're gonna turn it to the side. And we're gonna continue piping our chocolate on the base. And we're gonna go up and add branches. And we'll leave that to set for a minute. Our treat is ready. We're gonna come place it right here. Some fresh cherries that I've rinsed and placed in a jar. To our pot, we're going to add in a vanilla bean, a cup of sugar, and some bourbon. Now we're gonna bring this to a simmer. Just swirl that around. Our syrup is ready, and we're gonna come pour that onto our cherries. And we're gonna give them a little swirl, get them all nicely coated. These we're gonna leave to macerate for 1 week,
And I have some others that I prepared. We'll take some of our cherries out. We'll take 2 cherries, our little cherries. Hang on there. Our cake is cool. We're gonna take it. Our Dr. Pepper cake is out of the oven and it's had time to cool. I'm going to come back with my fork and I'm gonna start scraping it to make some nice fluffy cake crumbs. We're just gonna start here on the top layer. And we're doing this to create those perfect cake crumbles. Now I'm gonna take my fork, I'm gonna bring it over here to my ice cream. And I'm gonna bring that and place that into my dish. Come back with our cake, and we're just gonna carefully break those crumbs and cover our ice cream here. Disperse that evenly. Crumbs. Now I'll come back with my tree that we're gonna place here in the center. I'm gonna get this. Come back with our cotton candy, and we're just gonna slide it right off the stick. This, we're just gonna pull it and place it around.
And I have my squeeze bottle here, and I'm just gonna start from the center, and we're gonna go like this. And we keep going the same shape, like this. So we try to follow the yellow one, just like this. Perfect. Once we have a nice shape like that, we're gonna take Ike and we're just gonna shape the chocolate like this. Perfect. Once we have this, we're gonna go wild on a sparkle. Once again, I choose those. Any sparkle works. Can go wild. Sparkles, sugar. There you go. Really good. And gold one, my favorite. Look at this, so pretty. Got a bright color to the chocolate. We're just gonna move the chocolate into a pot like this. And we go in the fridge for at least an hour. We're gonna let our chocolate solidify at least an hour in the freezer, and we're gonna keep going with the jello. So I have my jello here. I choose blueberry and pomegranate to have the red color. I choose berry blue for the blue and lemon for the yellow. And we're gonna add some soda. So you can choose any clear soda you have. I choose for the one, the 7-Up. Go up to the bowl, perfect. And we're gonna start mixing the jello and the soda together. And we're gonna go doing the dough. So I have my jello here mixed with soda. So we're just gonna mix now with icing sugar. So I'm gonna pour the jello and the soda in the middle, just like that. There we go. And the yellow, perfect. And I'm gonna start mixing. So I have a nice dough here made of jello. So we're gonna do the same with the blue one. Here we go. I have another perfect dough. And we're gonna finish with the yellow. Perfect. So I'm gonna put the dough directly on the table. There we go. And we're gonna take a little bit of each, like that. And we're gonna work directly on the table. Just roll them. Here we go. So we're just gonna go back with our 3 color here. Perfect. And we're gonna twist the dough, just like that. Really pretty. Once you have your perfect shape, I'm just gonna take out the end here. Take out the piece here. So that will be the bigger part. And we're gonna thin a little bit the top right here to make a corn. And I'm gonna put my little horn to my ice cream there. Beautiful. We're gonna add the cotton candy. Perfect. We're also gonna add our chocolate that we made earlier. So I'm just gonna crack it to have small pieces. I'm gonna choose, I think, yeah, this one is good. Gonna dip it into the ice cream that is so bright, and we're gonna finish with my favorite, the sparkles. Look at that, it's amazing.